Welcome. It's lovely to have you here. And you might notice that some days I don't dress for yoga. I wear leggings every day anyway. You don't need special clothes for yoga, you just need to be comfortable. I must admit, if I'm doing a full class or a full workshop, sometimes I feel more comfortable in yoga leggings, especially because they don't move, especially when you're filming. But the rest of the time, if you're just doing a short practice, it doesn't matter what you wear. And it's okay to do it in your pajamas, so please remember that. So I'd like to invite you to start today, as ever, by finding a comfortable seated position, softening or closing your eyes and tuning in to yourself. Notice your body, notice your breath. How do you feel today? And don't just say the words or think the words. Actually think, how do I feel today? What is going on for me? How is my breath? How does it feel? How is my body? Is there anywhere that's hurting? Is there anywhere that needs extra attention? Notice. Feel how it truly feels. We spend our lives ignoring how we feel. We spend a lot of time not actually paying attention to how we feel, but more than that, ignoring how we feel. And I know I did this for years. All I did was work, all the hours, day or night, and did not pay attention to how I feel, how I felt. So I implore you to do that. Listen to your body. We'll take some box breathing. Now, this is using the count of 4. We've used the count of 4 before, but we're going to introduce some pauses. Now, box breathing is a breath to use that can bring calm. Like my sleeves. Bring calm to the body, bring calm to the nervous system. And one of those breaths that does tap into the parasympathetic nervous system, a direct route to your nervous system. So at the end, notice your breath first, notice how you're breathing. And notice the pause at the end of the inhale and the pause at the end of the exhale. Now with box breathing, we lengthen that pause. So we breathe in for 4, hold, pause for 4, breathe out for 4, and pause for 4. So counting in and out for 4, it's good to use our Ujjayi breath when we constrict the back of the throat so we can control it better. So inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Once more round the box. Inhale. And let your breath return to its natural rhythm. You can see why it's called box breathing. Up to inhale, pause across, down to exhale, pause across. Allowing your breath just to return to its natural rhythm, and notice any impact on the nervous system, on you, on your body, on your breath. Notice how you feel. It's a really good breath to do if you can't sleep at night or if you get very anxious or panicky about something. Not everything works for everybody, so for some people, manipulating your breathing can trigger anxiety, but for most people, reduce anxiety. Okay, from here, let's come to lying down on the mat. So coming to lying down on your mat, take your hands down by your sides, palms up, and tune back into how you feel, noticing how your body stretches onto the mat, noticing how your body stretches out onto the mat and sinks into the earth. And breathe. Start by coming into a full body stretch. Take the hands overhead, flex the feet, and relax. I'll maybe move that block a little out of the way. Take the hands back to down by your sides. And on the next inhale, take the left foot and the right hand up. Left foot to the ceiling, right hand up and over. Exhale, take them back. Same side, left foot, right arm. So notice that because your arm has to go up and over and your leg is just going up, it has to move faster in the arm. One more. Pause. Notice any shifts in sensation and swap sides. Right leg, left arm. On the inhale up. And return. And again. And one more. And pause. This time take both arms, because after a bit of asymmetry, your body likes a bit of symmetry, but asymmetrical movements are so good for your brain, a good bit of brain confusion, brain work. So both arms, inhale up and over, and exhale, release. Both legs, inhale up, exhale, and release. Bend your knees and let the feet come flat to the mat. Let's just take that right foot up to the ceiling. Take hold behind the thigh. Inhale and lengthen through the heel, feeling that stretch down the backs of the hamstrings. Exhale and soften. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and soften. One more. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and soften. Take that into a reclined pigeon, so you know the drill. Flex that right foot, take the right ankle to the left knee, encouraging that right thigh away from you. And before you move that left leg, just have a little rock there, side to side, and notice how different that feels, where you get movements through the hip, through the spine. And pause, lift the left foot off the mat, maybe taking hold behind the knee. And if you wish to make it slightly different, stretch out that left foot up to the ceiling. So you've got different sensations. You've added a hamstring stretch on the left side and a stretch through the hip on the right. And breathe. Release that foot down. Let your right leg be released and swap sides. Take the left foot up to the ceiling. Take hold behind the thigh. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and soften, flexing that foot. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and soften. One more. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and soften. Keep that foot flexed. Come into a reclined pigeon. Take that left ankle to the right knee or thigh. Just have a little rock here and notice any shifts in sensation. And then lift that right foot off the mat, taking hold behind the right thigh. Stretching that right leg up to the ceiling again if you wish. Adding in that hamstring stretch on the right side. Pause and breathe. Release the legs, just take hold of the knees and have a little rock side to side. And we'll have a supine twist here. So I'll just scooch over slightly, allow your knees to drop over to the right. Sweep that left hand out and across the body, opening up through the chest. Letting your gaze follow. And breathe. Sinking and softening into the mat. Sweep that left hand back over. Come back to center. I just move over to the other side again. Bring the knees back into the chest and let them drop over to the left side. Sweep that right hand out and across, taking your gaze with it. Sink and soften into the pose. Pause and breathe. Sweep the arm back, take the knees back to center, reposition yourself, have another little rock side to side, then take the hands under the knees and have a gentle rock and roll, coming up through seated, straight over to 4-point kneeling pose. So, coming to tabletop 4-point kneeling pose. Take some gentle cat-cow here, so tilt the pelvis, drop the belly, lift through the chest. Tilt the pelvis round through the spine, chin to chest. Tilt, drop and lift. Tilt, round, chin to chest. One more of each. Just at the speed that's right for you. Then come back to neutral. Take a little wag side to side. And then push back to your child's pose. Maybe coming up onto the fingertips. Then maybe walk the hands over to the left. Maybe even taking the right hand on top of the left. Come back to center. Walk the hands over to the right. Maybe take the left hand on top of the right. Come back to center. Back up to tabletop and straight down onto the belly. Take your hands as wide as the mat or even a bit wider at the level of the shoulders, pushing the thighs and the tops of the feet into the mat and the pelvis, and rise up to a cobra, so a wide-armed cobra. So inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. One more. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. Take the hands under the shoulders and push all the way back to child's pose again. Come up to tabletop. Take the hands one in front. Tuck the toes, hover the knees, send the hips up and back, coming into your downward facing dog. Pushing into the fingertips so you're not straining on the wrists, and under the knuckle of the first finger and the thumb. Lengthen through the spine, and then maybe walk the legs a little, pedal the feet, feeling that stretch down the backs of the legs. And breathe. Then slowly walk your toes to your hands to your toes, coming into a ragdoll. So taking hold of the elbows and swing a little side to side. Then drop the hands to the mat, generously bend the knees, lengthen through the spine and rise all the way up. And release. So just turn to the front of the mat in your mountain and notice how it feels in your mountain. Just pick up your toes, lift them, spread them wide and place them down again. Hands down by your side. Be strong in your mountain. Tadasana. And breathe. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale and release. Again, inhale up. Exhale, release. Got caught there on the microphone. One more. Inhale up. And release. This time, come up onto your tiptoes. So inhale up, exhale, release. And again, inhale up, exhale, release. One more, inhale up, exhale, release. Have a little shimmy, have a little shake, and we are going to have a go at sun salutation A. So, turning to the short edge of the mat, you may want to have a block or two. That's fine if you do. Just have it there ready. So mountain pose at the top of the mat. Now traditionally toes are together, heels a little apart. Most of us find it more comfortable to have our feet hip width apart. Hands down by your side. Strong through the core, strong through the quads. Feel that long line of energy through the crown of the head in your mountain. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, soften and bend the knees, coming into a deep forward fold. Hands can be down to the mat or to a block. And breathe. Then inhale, taking the hands to the thighs or to the shins, and find with a long spine. So whichever way is right for you for a halfway lift. Then take the hands down to the mat and step both feet back. We'll come to a plank in our version. From here, we're going to go through chaturanga, but we will drop into half plank and have a half version instead. So from the drop knees, we shift forward, be strong, keep elbows tucked in and lower to the mat. Hands stay under the shoulders and rise up to a cobra. And release. We're going to have a sphinx while we're here. So take the elbows under the shoulders, arms out in front, lift through the chest and soften. Inhale and lift. Exhale and soften. One more. Inhale and lift. Exhale and release. Hands back under the shoulders. Push all the way back. Tuck the toes, send the sit bones to the sky, downward facing dog. And breathe. Take a few breaths here. From your downward dog, we're going to walk to the top of the mat, coming into a halfway lift. So hands to the shins or to the thighs, long spine. And then fold deeply down, either with your hands on the mat or a block. Generously bend the knees and sweep the hands up, coming back into extended mountain and come back down to Tadasana, mountain pose. We'll go through that once more. Find your mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, come all the way down, deep forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step back, find your plank pose. Drop the knees, shift forwards, keep the elbows tucked in and lower. From here, we're going to have a couple of cobras, so keep the hands under the shoulders, inhale and lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale and lift. Exhale and release. Inhale and lift. Exhale and release. And we can try an upward dog, upward facing dog. So it's a bit like a cobra, but it's stronger. So you keep the legs strong. Inhale and lift, coming right up and lifting the thighs off the mat. Exhale, release. Send the sit bones back, tuck the toes, send them high into your downward facing dog. And pause and breathe. Notice how you feel. Now from here you've got two options. You can either walk your hands to your feet or you can try and jump to the hands. So we can give this a go together. To jump, generously bend the knees, look forwards and jump. Doesn't matter how far you get. Coming up into a halfway lift. Fold, deep forward fold. Generously bend and rise up into your extended mountain. And release. That's brilliant. We are going to have a tree first and then an eagle. So, starting with a tree, shift the weight into the right foot, externally rotate the left leg, place the heel at the ankle, that may be your tree, or higher on the calf, the lower leg, or on the thigh, but just not on the knee. Find a drishti point that you can focus on to help you reduce the wobble, and find your hand position. Maybe grow your branches. Maybe take your hands overhead. Be strong in your tree, grounding and rooting down through the earth. And release. Pause there. Just notice how one side feels different to the other. And swap sides. So shift the weight into the left foot, externally rotate the right, place the heel, find your tree, find your drishti to help you. Don't worry about the wobble. Choose your hand position. Grow your branches. Hands overhead maybe. Be strong in your tree. And release. Have a little wiggle and a shake. Now, eagle pose. I am not the world's best at eagle pose, but that's okay. That is not what yoga's about. So we'll start by doing eagle arms, and then we'll do eagle legs, and then we'll do both. So, eagle arms. For your eagle, take your hands out in front. The first option is to cross the left hand under the right and take your hands to your opposite shoulders. That is the first option. Otherwise, take the hands out in front, left under right, bend at the elbow and wrap the palms if you can, lifting the elbows so they come higher. Release. We'll just swap sides, so we've done it on both sides. So hands out, right under left, maybe in the first position, or right under left, bind and wrap, or wrap and bind, and lift. And release. Let's try eagle legs. Eagle legs. So left leg wraps across the right, toes comes to the mat. That is the first position. If you want more, and my legs won't always do more, sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. If you want more, it's left leg over right and bind it round the back. It's only going to go a certain distance today. And release. Swap sides. Shift the weight into the left foot. Opposite side, right leg comes over the left, toes to the mat. That's fine. Or right leg over left and wrap the foot around if you're not too wobbly, which I'm obviously quite wobbly today. And release. Okay, shall we try and put that together? We'll start with arms because legs add the greatest problem. So arms out, left under right and wrap. Left under right and wrap and lift. Shift the weight into the right. Doesn't matter which side you choose with the legs as long as you do it the opposite way round next time. So as I've got my left arm under my right, I'm going to take my left leg across and around. Lifting my arms, not hinging much at the hips. That's a common error. Try and stay tall. And breathe. And release. Swap sides. Arms out. Right under left. Wrap and lift. Right leg across left. Wrapping if you can. Lifting the arms. Don't worry about the wobble. And release. Have a little shimmy and have a little shake. And pause and notice and see how you feel. From here, come back to the top of the mat. Reach up for your extended mountain. Come back into a deep forward fold. Step all the way back into your plank. Drop the knees. Shift and lower. And we're going to have a locust. So, start with a little cobra and release. Then take the hands away, pointing the fingers towards the toes. And as you lift the chest, lift the legs strong and straight. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. One more. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. Try taking the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, lift through the spine. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. One more. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. Release the hands and just pause a moment, turning the toes out, hands under the head, into crocodile. And breathe. Okay, from here, we're going to try bow pose. Start with the hands at the side of the head. Inhale and take the right hand up and back, taking hold of the right foot. Inhale and lift, pushing the hand into the foot and the foot into the hand. Exhale and release, bring it back. Opposite side, sweep the right hand up and back, taking hold of the right foot. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. Inhale and lift. Exhale and release. Both sides, bow pose. Inhale, take the left hand back and the right hand back. Ready. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. One more. Inhale and lift. Exhale. And release. Hands under the shoulders. Push all the way back to your child's pose. Have a little rock. Side to side. And come down to lying on the mat. Bring the knees into the chest and rock side to side. And just notice how you feel. Stretch out the legs, and we're going to take a twist here, pulling the cat's tail, and we have done this before. So start by keeping the right leg stretched out, left foot to right knee, right hand to left knee, and encourage that knee across the body so you come into a twist. The lower leg is now the right leg. Bend that knee and take hold of the right foot in the left hand. Let your shoulders sink down onto your mat and the gaze move to the left. And soften the body into the pose. And breathe. Notice any sensations. And release. Come back to center. Knees into the chest. Rock a little side to side. Stretch out the leg on the left side. Take the right foot to the left knee. Left hand to the right knee and encourage it over. Bend that lower leg, which is the left leg. Take hold of it in the right. Allow your right shoulder to drop towards the mat and your gaze to come to the right. Soften the body and sink. And breathe. And release. Come back to center. Bring the knees back into the chest. And either stretch out into Shavasana, which is full length out on the mat, or gently push yourself up to a seated position, whichever is right for you. And tune back into your body, your breath. Notice how you feel, if there's any shift in sensation from the practice. And breathe. Notice your breath. Notice your body. And enjoy your day. See you soon. A blessing for the journey. When days rush past in a blur, may you pause to receive the simple gifts that life generously offers. When you are overwhelmed, may you rest in the gentleness of your own heart. When you are feeling hopeless, may your imagination hold a torch to unseen possibilities. When your mind is drowning in details, may spaciousness arise, connecting you to the sacred mystery that you are. When you are exhausted, may you be refreshed by vibrant life forces always present within and around you. When you are overcome with grief, may precious tears bathe your heart with salty buoyancy and comfort. When the world brushes you with harshness, may you realize that we are all works in progress and life itself is a learning curve. When nothing seems to be going your way, may you make room for the unknown, finding patience with your unfolding life. When you are disheartened by the suffering in the world, may you find the courage and strength to stand for what you know is good. When you believe that you are not good enough, may you discover your inherent value and place in the family of all things. May you receive Earth's bounty to nourish your body, kindness to nourish your heart, wisdom to nourish your mind, and wonder to nourish your soul. There is always an open door to reinventing yourself. If we move with the events of life, holding on to our memories, but letting go of the past, and plan for the future, but meet openly whatever arises, we discover that our life is more vibrant and free than anything we'd ever imagined.